Good Monday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and this is your outlook for Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2014. And after not having the video for about 10 days now, I appreciate you bearing with me. I was out of the country in Jamaica on vacation, and now we can resume daily videos every day for here on out. Looking at today here, actually last week, it looks like I picked a good week for vacation. I had a lot of rain last week, and my team did a very good job of handling the flooding concerns that we had in the middle of the week. Very heavy rainfall was while I was down there in Jamaica with 90 degrees just about every day, and a little pop-up 10-minute shower here and there. That's about it. So not to rub it in, but this week will be nothing like it, and we're going to actually have a progressive warm-up after starting the week off a little bit on the cooler side. And here's a look at today. This is actually this evening. We're actually listed increasing clouds for our western zones here. There's an area of low pressure here that's going to be moving along a stalled frontal boundary. Boundaries down to the south here. A little area of low pressure is going to form along it and kind of move with this offshore. So this boundary is going to move very slowly off to the south and east. Low pressure, very weak, is going to move along it. So we could touch off a few showers overnight tonight, and that will be mainly across Maryland, mostly Delaware, maybe extreme southern Jersey here, but I think if it does happen, it's going to be a very brief shower, not a big deal. We do have increasing clouds in our western zones here because of that impulse moving through. So mostly sun to the east, extreme western side here out towards State College, Harrisburg, places like that. Temperatures might be held in check a little bit more just because you have that increase in clouds until this impulse moves through. I'm going to go a little bit further in time here to show you. Here's that little streak over Delaware. Not a big deal, just a quick shower. A possibility in the overnight hours on Monday night. Everywhere else is just partly to mostly cloudy overnight, and then not a big deal. Go a little bit further, we're looking at just mostly sunny skies here for Tuesday. Pretty much the same thing on Wednesday. We're going to have an increase in clouds possibly later in the day, maybe going from mostly sunny in the morning to partly cloudy, or maybe even mostly cloudy by the time we get to the end of Wednesday. And then we're going to have a warm front that's going to be pushing through. And the warm front's actually situated to the south here. This is going to move through rather quickly and move up to the northeast here. Might linger into Thursday morning for our northern zones here. Might have a few showers that are left over here as this warm front pushes to the north and then stalls over New York State. This is in association with an area of low pressure that's way out here in the Plain States. And there's a cold front that's going to be associated with that. That's not in the picture yet, but it will come into play as we get into Friday and Saturday. And we're going to move this a little bit forward here. Again, these are some showers that will occur overnight on Wednesday night for parts of our coverage area. Here's Thursday morning, and then it moves out of here. Skies starting to brighten Thursday afternoon and evening here. And you're going to get a flow from the south here that's going to be behind this warm front. This warm front's actually going to set up kind of like up in this area here. And again, low pressure is still way back here. So here's your warm front, and so once the front moves through, the sky is starting to brighten, and then you're going to feel a difference. The warm air is going to come in. Again, we're starting off below normal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe near normal Wednesday, but as you get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're going to be above normal, actually well above normal as we get to Friday. I'll get to that in a second. But here's that return flow from the south and southwest behind that front, and that's going to allow temperatures to rise, and we're going to become warm sectored as we get into as we head in towards the weekend here. And then here again, here's Friday. The frontal boundary to the north here is going to stall over New York State. We are in the warm sector here in our coverage area here, so we're not dealing with any precipitation, but we are having those southerly winds out ahead of it. Now, what I think is going to end up happening is the winds are actually going to, you combine with a cold front that's approaching. Cold front sitting back here, and this is late Friday. This is Friday afternoon now. We're going to have to watch this and see how fast this moves, because if it gets in here a little bit quicker, like the GFS is suggesting, it actually has the cold front associated with this area of low pressure up in the Great Lakes all the way back here, but then it has some moisture well out ahead of it. It could be like a prefrontal trough that storms are trying to fire out ahead of it. These temperatures out ahead of this front here are going to be very, very warm. We're going to have temperatures, upper 70s up north here into 80 or into the low 80s across much of our coverage area. So we're definitely going to have convective temperatures reached. Depending how fast this front moves through, it will determine whether or not storms get in here. It'll have to get in here before evening to be, to have any strong thunderstorm concerns. But we have a couple of days to narrow that down and figure out what's going on. Right now, just a possibility of a late day storm here. This would be in the evening on Friday, and if this is correct on the GFS. If it's a little bit slower, then obviously we won't be doing anything until Saturday. Right now for Saturday, it looks like here's Friday night, Saturday. It looks like we have showers and thunderstorms that are going to move across our area here on Saturday. The weekend's kind of iffy. I know you got Mother's Day this weekend on Sunday. I guess some models that are suggesting this is going to move out of here rather quickly. Here's Saturday evening and the overnight on the GFS, and here's Sunday. High pressure moving in behind it here. There's absolutely nothing over a coverage area, so it looks like it's going to be a nice day here on Sunday, according to the GFS. And Mother's Day will be fine. You go to the models like the Canadian and the European model, and this is your look on Sunday. Here's Sunday afternoon, and you got rain over much of our area here. Less on Saturday, more on Sunday. So again, some model disagreement here. We're almost a week away. So we have time to narrow this down and let the models kind of sort this out. The key is going to be this frontal boundary and how fast it progresses eastward. Okay, Canadian Euro have it back a little bit further, so that's allowing and really it's taking its time moving to the east. GFS moves it through quicker, and that's why Sunday is okay. On the GFS, European model and the Canadian have it slower, and therefore you have rain on Sunday. So there's your difference. So it's going to depend on how fast this flow is. That moves it from west to east. And again, right now it's too early to call on that, so just follow back with us throughout the week, and we'll update that as we get a little bit closer. One thing that seems pretty certain here, this is looking at the 500 millibar anomaly, and this is what's going on that's deriving the weather of the surface here, and this is up at about 18,000 feet, up at 500 millibars. So it's showing you basically where the jet stream is, and here's your a little bit of a cool area in the northwestern part of the United States here, warm in the middle of the United States. And then here's your trough again in the east. The trough indicates the colder air coming down here like this, and that's why we're going to start off below normal earlier in the week. Plains are still going to be baking out here, have some warm temperatures above normal temperatures here because you have a ridge, and a little cooler in the Pacific Northwest where they have another trough here. But reason I'm showing you this is because we're going to go a little bit further in time here. Here's towards the end of the week, and it's a little bit different. This is now showing Thursday, and we get into Friday. And you got a ridge sitting over the eastern United States, big trough out here in the west. And here's your ridge over here. Because you have a ridge, you have warm air moving in. That's why you have the warmer temperatures near 80 degrees or in the lower 80s on Friday expected in our area because you have that ridge here. And then we're not going to, I think after that point here, once we get into early next week here, the flow becomes more zonal. It's not really going to be one of those things that's going to have another trough set in here. It's still going to be above normal temperatures, but just not way above. At a trough here, but see how the flow kind of flattens out here like this. It's not really a huge ridge, not really a trough. It's just a slight ridge here, so that would indicate the temperatures will be above normal, but not crazy above normal. But there are indications as we get a little bit further in the middle, like say Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, that you're going to have a very, very strong warm up here with temperatures way back in the 80-degree range here as we get into like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We'll have to check on back on this, but most models agree that we'll have a pretty nice warm-up as we head into the middle of next week, and that is getting at the maximum point of range here. We're talking about 10 days from now, so things can certainly change. So just check back with us and check with Mike DeFino's long-range outlooks, and he'll give you a better idea of what we're looking like in the long range. Well, that's it for today. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for Monday, May 5th, 2014. Have a great day.